All right, New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis joined the Speaker of the protest and is with us now. Appreciate you joining us, ma'am. Thank you. I guess I understand if it's public universities why Congress would start to get involved, although thinking about sort of the way the Constitution's designed, you've got Congress, and now all of a sudden you've got Congress demanding what needs to happen on private university campuses. How does that work?
Well, because this is clear anti-Semitism that we're seeing. We met with Jewish students today, and not only have they been bullied and threatened, they've actually, some of them, been assaulted, spat on. They've had to walk their campus and see swastikas painted. This is clear anti-Semitism, what Columbia University is allowing. And it's unacceptable in New York City and in the United States of America. This is no longer talking about free speech. This is clear anti-Semitic activity that is taking place on the campus. And the president of the university has really no plan to end it, put an end to it, put a stop it. As you said, kick these individuals out. Instead, she's just hoping that they leave. And that, to me, is not how you run an institution of higher learning. She has shown that she has completely lost control of the campus, that she cannot keep her students safe, forcing them to go into virtual learning because she cannot keep the students safe. And that is why I reiterate my call for
you get no
resignation.
argument. Mm-hmm. You get no argument from me on any of those facts. I'm not sure how her resigning in the board, putting in somebody who's sort of equally as weak on these issues, does any good. And I understand that. I'm trying to figure out why that is an issue that Republicans who believe in limited government believe the United States Congress should get involved in.
Well, because these are American tax dollars that are going to fund these institutions. And we quite frankly feel that those American tax dollars perhaps should be stripped if this is the type of activity that's taking place on these campuses. So that's why we're there. We are looking at legislation. I've actually introduced my own legislation that would put a process in place when something like this rises to anti-Semitism, that it would allow for a process to take place for the Secretary of Education to strip federal funds. And I think this is becoming a much larger discussion in Congress about 501c3s that are being used and the political arms that are associated to them, foreign dollars that are coming into some of those 501c3s that then turn around and advocate for or against candidates. So I think there's a whole thing about following the money here, seeing what's actually being funded, and how do we prohibit this type of anti-Semitism from taking effect.
Well, you could make the point this goes far beyond anti-Semitism, right? Anti-Semitism saying you don't like bagels or Jews can't come into my club. This is calling for the killing and the mass slaughter of an entire country at one level. And at another level, you heard, it's about tearing down much of America's construct. If you listen to the organizers, it goes far beyond the Palestinians. It's neo-Marxist Black Lives Matter groups. Look, but at the same time, and I ask this respectfully, but Republicans just ended up passing a $95 billion bill that included $60 billion for Ukraine. I'm old enough to remember when Republicans were resolute, no funding for Ukraine without border security. And you guys couldn't even get border security through. So I applaud that you want to do something and you're trying to help, but how should Americans take it seriously when Republicans say, oh, we're going to strip funding and we're going to do this and this and this, when they can't even get something as simple as border security done?
Well, I agree with you and share your frustration on not achieving the border security that I feel that should have been extracted in that negotiation. It's why I voted against the additional $60 billion going to Ukraine, because we were told by leadership that they were going to be coming hand in hand together as one, and that we wouldn't do one without the other. So I agree with you on that front. And the thing is that we've passed multiple border security measures. So the House has been doing its job. The problem is the Senate and the White House.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.